In the meantime, I would like to take a moment and go in depth on counting your chickens, on putting the cart before the horse, on celebrating a Medicaid deal that still has months before it becomes final. Of course, this is some of the biggest news in our state this week. After a decade of saying no to expanding Medicaid to poor people in North Carolina, Republicans all of a sudden said, okay, actually, let's do it. They seem confident. They seem ready. They gathered around a podium to announce the deal.
We're going to have a policy that is going to expand access to working North Carolinians, that is going to ensure that there is a more robust supply of a lot of these services.
So what does all this mean? Well, it means about 500,000 people, mostly poor people living near or below the poverty line, will have health insurance that they could never afford. People who wanted this deal last year and the year before that and 10 years ago. So why now after all of that time? And the answer is, well, it's money. Federal tax dollars, to be specific, that will end up paying for about 90% of the cost, stemming from President Obama's Affordable Care Act. Now, you might be saying, Dan, hasn't that been around for like a long time? What's new there? Well, two things. One, President Biden's stimulus package kind of sweetened the deal with a nearly $2 billion sign-up bonus. And Republicans, you may remember, failed to repeal the ACA under Trump, so it looks like it's going to stick around for a while, along with all the money it's promising. At least those are the two reasons being said out loud. Another reason that's not as defined is leverage and a chance for Republicans to wield some real power. I met with WRAL state government reporter Travis Fain to hear more. Okay, Travis, thanks for being with us. You're going to be covering this topic on the record, and you've brought together some of the most influential people behind this legislation. But I want to mention that it hasn't been carved in stone yet. There are still two pretty substantial hurdles that have to be hopped over. One is it has to pass, and it looks likely that that's going to happen. But I'm wondering, is there anything standing in the way of that isn't being openly discussed right now?
Well, yeah, the bill, I mean, they're writing the bill, or they were writing the bill this week, so we know what's in it, but we haven't actually gotten to read it yet. All the players haven't gotten to read the actual words yet. That's always important. But yeah, I fully expect this to pass when the two top leaders in the General Assembly stand next to each other at a podium and they describe things and say they're going to move forward. That's what's going to happen. But yeah, the bill actually has to pass both the House and the Senate and presumably be signed by Governor Roy Cooper into law.
Which is the second hurdle, right? The governor would have to sign it, but Republicans have said that's going to be contingent on the budget passing. We know the governor has vetoed their budgets in the past, and yes, that's had to do in parts with Medicaid, but for a lot of reasons. And it feels like Republicans can kind of do whatever they want with this upcoming budget, because either Cooper will just feel compelled to pass it, or it would be pretty easy for them to go to a poor county where people are really relying on this Medicaid expansion, find some Democrat representing them, and get them to switch over and override a veto.
Yeah, that's kind of the long and short of it. I mean, it's a lot of leverage, right? The way they're going to write this Medicaid bill is that expansion doesn't kick in until the state budget is a law. So until it passes, until it's implemented, that has been a back and forth between Democrats and Republicans, what is and isn't in the budget. I fully expect Republicans to jam some stuff into that budget that Democrats don't like, make them swallow it in order to get Medicaid expansion, either make the governor sign it, even though he might not like parts of it, which is normal in politics, or, like you said, override, find some Democrats to.
Big leverage for Republicans, you'd say.
Huge leverage.
Yes.
This is a top priority for Governor Roy Cooper and for the Democrats. Medicaid expansion is.
Now, Travis is going to be talking about all of this on the record, and not just in terms of who is going to be helped directly, but the entire system, everybody, and all of our lives involving health care in the state. What can we expect this week?
I mean, you can't pump billions of dollars into a system without it impacting everybody. We're going to break down the nitty-gritty of this bill with lawmakers, with Steve Lawler, who's head of the Hospital Association. And one of the things I asked him was, we're giving you all this tax money to the hospital system. What guarantee is there that that will actually lower prices for the rest of us? And as I think you'll hear in this clip, it's not a guarantee.
So because, we expect to see bad debt go down, I mean, there's certainly opportunities for hospitals to work within their community to continue to make the cost of health care lower and make it more affordable.
So I heard opportunity. I did not hear a promise there. North Carolina is the 11th most expensive state in the nation for outpatient care right now, according to a RAND Corporation report. Can I get a promise that prices will go down?
Well, I can assure you that every hospital in North Carolina is working to reduce the cost of care. So that is a fact.
But these billions of dollars being pumped into the system certainly should help on that.
Yeah, it's nice to try and pin him down there. We'll see how well you do. Yeah, we'll see how he does tomorrow night, Saturday at 7 p.m. on the record Medicaid expansion deal. Travis, thank you so much for chatting with us tonight.
Nice to be here.